Welcome everybody to round number 7 of the 2019 Ride365.com Nationals in MX Simulator presented by RaceFactorGaming.com. We're here, folks. It is the Redbud National tonight, and we're going to be racing the 250 class here. The first two 250 motos getting the night kicked off here in just a moment. We may or may not have a consolation race as they're getting ready to grab them UIDs, but I'd like to welcome every one of you guys to Buchanan, Michigan for the Redbud National tonight. I know that a lot of you guys are like, what? Redbud was already ran in real life. Why are we doing it a week late? Well, as mentioned earlier this week on the Grand Prix broadcast, Redbud last week was obviously on Independence Day week in the United States, so the RF guys took that entire week off, just kind of like a mid-season regroup, I think it was for them. And we're back at it this week with Teutschenthal earlier this week, the German Grand Prix. Now we're back here at Redbud for the 7th round of Nationals, so we're just past the halfway point of the season. This is going to be the second half of the season kicking off here as we'll get racing underway in just a moment. Want to discuss, though, this epic championship battle we have in the 250 class going on right now. Tyler Lang and Walter Gebhardt sit tied atop the point standings, as you can see right there. 218 points for both gentlemen and a couple wins to boot for each of them on the season. So really interesting dynamic at the top of the tables here. Tyler Lang able to pick up the win last time out when we were in Southwick. He rode fantastic. Sean Klein now only sits 15 points back. All these guys really close together, and we're talking a lot about Isaiah Dickerson closing down that gap, and he'd gotten it down out to what are we looking at there? About 41 points away from Lang now in the lead with Gebhardt. No Dickerson at the Grand Prix of Germany earlier this week. Not sure where he was for that. He was only 8 points out of the championship in that scenario. And now we're not seeing Dickerson on the timesheets here either. Walter Gebhardt fastest at a 2:11.7. Tyler Lang 2:12.7, so second behind him. Devin Ryan a 2:12.8, 2:13.5 for Whalen, and a 2:13.6 for Mitchell. But no sign of Walter Gebhardt on this list, and if he is to show up, he wouldn't even be in the motos technically, so they'd have to run a consolation race, and it didn't even look like he ran a lap, so not too sure what happened there to Gebhardt, where he is gone. But interesting shakeup in the dynamic of that series for sure. Well, we've got 39 riders set to go and do battle here in the motos. There's a list of the 250 motocross moto number 1 lineup check that will be going off here in just a second. We're going to get a recall on the server here, restart here in just a second. Gebhardt going to the line first ahead of Lang, Whalen, Mitchell, and Mills, as we saw in that mix. Braden Carter, Sean Klein, Alana Solis, Jack Gatlin, Brandon Holmes, Dalton Plessinger, Kevin Gonzalez, Trent Adams, Sean Smith, Jake Warden, Luke Sullivan, Garrett Hollenbeck, Phil Bull, Michael Mudge, Neil Fitzpatrick, Tim Althouse, Rasmus Eriksson, Carter Hutchison, Seth Garrett, Austin Bear, Dylan Copeland, Ryan Larkins, Daniel Batchlett, Alexander Lagerquist, Alex Cunningham, Rogan McIntosh, Trent Shepard, Jack Fowler, Benjamin Saves, Chandler Bloxham, Garrett Oliver, Kyle Robb, and Zoa Cross going to be heading to the line here at Redbud. And this is going to be a very good race to watch, no doubt about it. Really interesting shakeup also at Redbud this year with the first turn changing. It used to literally just be below us right here where this race tech trailer was on the screen. As you can see now, it is a horseshoe right-hand first corner that these guys are going to be flying into. They'll get up to probably about 4th gear on a 250F coming into that first corner and get on the brakes hard and try to make that hairpin. Probably going to see a Holeshot coming from the 5 to 15 gate range, somewhere down on that inside, maybe not far on the inside because it does kind of bottleneck down there. But we could potentially see a little bit of bar banging going into that first corner, the likes of which we have not seen in the past at Redbud, because that fast left-hand sweeper used to cause a lot more havoc than good. So keep an eye on the start, because that's going to be the interesting shaping point of the race this year. But obviously the rest of the track has remained mostly the same. Couple guys talking about getting the leap on the 250 in-game. It is a big huck, as it has always been in real life as well. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this shapes out. Glad so many of you guys could join us. Already got a lot of people hanging out in the chat. We got, let's see, Alex Efforts up in here. Mace Dirt says yes. Alan 35589 is yelling Red Bud, and I love it. Coem 8420, loving the notification. Red Bud, I love it. We got Watt Digger out here. He says good luck to all the racers. Calorie Racer 438 saying Daddy Kellen, and KTM John's A14 saying sup. What's up, guys? How you guys doing tonight? Glad to have you joining us. Hope you guys will enjoy the racing on hand. It's cool to have the Red Bud week continue going. Obviously, it's a favorite race of the year for a lot of people. One of the favorite races on the calendar, as it is, basically just like a big America's birthday celebration all week and weekend long at the Real National. And we're just keeping it going this week. We're going to see a lot of those USA-themed gear sets and bike decals lined up on the gate tonight. I know personally that the SYS FAMMX Designs racing team that I'm a part of is going to be running a USA-themed setup in the 450 class later on tonight. So looking forward to seeing what the whole gamut of crew that comes out here tonight, what they're going to be rocking. Very excited to see the old red, white, and blue on full display here at the Ride365.com Nationals. All right, we're about to get loaded in here any second now. And once we do, we'll go ahead and pick our Versus PC one to watch here in the first moto. VersusPC.com, high-end computers, components, pre-built, custom-built, whatever you'd like, they will make it happen over there at VersusPC.com. You guys can check them out today. Longtime supporter of not only Race Tractor Gaming Nationals and Supercross competition, but also an official sponsor of the Start Your Systems broadcast for the last 2 years. So Versus PC definitely coming up big each year. Can't thank them enough for their support. And we'll be taking a look here at a Versus PC one to watch, although I got to get loaded back in, disconnect and reconnect as I was timed out. Oh, and Andrew Wood has joined us in the broadcast booth. How are we doing tonight, Mr. Andrew Wood?
Hello, I'm doing awesome. Can't wait for some Red Bud racing. It should be good.
Gonna be good indeed as we go through the runners that are out here on the parade lap and picking a Versus PC one to watch. Well, let's go ahead and do Neil Fitzpatrick here on the 497. Like to get the triple digit guys involved. And I know one of the big talking points this week in the community is the return of the iLab.com racing team, the Australian-based clothing brand. Used to be a part of the team that Alexis Leclerc was on when he won the championships last year, but they went away and now they are back. So we'll have Neil Fitzpatrick as our Versus PC one to watch. But I'm going to throw it to you, A. Wood. Who do you think is going to be grabbing that Racetech.com Holeshot award?
Bryce Whalen, he's been strong all year with his starts, and this one is pretty reaction timed, kind of actually fair. I feel like anybody can hole shot anywhere from gate 5 to gate 30, so Bryce Whalen, that's kind of one of his strengths, so I would look for him to pull this hole shot.
All right, A. Wood has got Bryce Whalen for the hole shot, and we're getting lined up on the gate here. 30 minutes plus 2 laps, set to go. 250 moto number 1 from Red Bud. And VGG Films in chat wants to know, where is Dickerson? That is a fabulous question. I really should have done a little bit more digging after he was a no-show for the German Grand Prix earlier this week. But it sounds like he is potentially on vacation, according to the Real Ice Cube, which is Jeremy Cohenauer. But that 30-second board is up, down, sideways, and he is running off the racetrack. It's time to go racing at Red Bud. Who's going to get that Racetech.com whole shot? Looks like it's down to the inside. It might be Whelan on the 49, as you said, A-Wood. It is Bryce Whelan on the 49 with the Racetech.com Holeshot Award, but laying right in there, trying to go to the lead on the 18. Almost contact out of turn 2.
Yeah, great start. Oh, wow. Wow, I can't talk. There's something in my throat. Whelan was a little bit further inside than I thought. He would easily get the hole shot, but he just kind of hugged the bales and was able to stick it out and get the start.
So Whelan leads from Lang as they go up the uphill triple the first time. Big whipper tails from both of these guys. If I didn't have to go into work earlier tomorrow, I definitely would be doing shots for dualies, but I have a beer. I'm celebrating Red Bud style. Dropping down to the off camber, Whelan looking smooth. Everybody tucking to the third from the outside, or the far outside line of this front group. We have Luke Sullivan up here on the 811 with a good start, and the 323 of Trent Adams right behind him. Everybody trying to funnel into an early pace. Absolute freight train as well up here. Trent Shepard in the mix with Sean Klein, Dylan Copeland. Lagerquist is up here with Hutchison, Bull, Gatlin, Gonzalez, Cunningham, Hollenbeck, and here is Gebhardt, the co-points leader of the series. Not a good start comparatively to his championship rival, Tyler Lang. He's going to have to try to go through a lot of riders here, including Alex Cunningham here on this 81 as everybody works their way through the sand rollers. Up to the leap, the first lap. Let's see if anybody's got the cojones. Whelen is going to...
Luke Sullivan looking for it.
Scrub it. Lang scrubs it. Luke Sullivan is not going to get it. Doesn't look like any... Oh, someone from the back. That's Klein going over top. Klein gets the leap on the first lap. Anybody else daring enough to try it in traffic?
They're going for it. Rory Mitchell is going for it, and wow, cleans it really nice.
Yeah, right.
Anybody who's going outside and ripping it.
Oh, someone coming over top there. It is Mills. Oh, he almost landed on the back of the 332 right there. And everybody else coming funneling through. So we got, what, 3 guys doing the leap on lap 1?
Yeah, and I heard some people talking, saying they might not be trying to jump it during the race, but if you're in... Unless you're in the front because you want to stretch that gap out, but if you're in the back, it's too risky. But if you're in the back, it can also gain you a lot of positions. You can jump over 5+ people's heads in one jump.
Back to Whelen out front, starting to stretch out the gap just a tiny bit on Lang as the 2 front runners are also extending the lead from the rest of the field. Oh, Whelen a little lost traction there, and Lang is going to try to seize the opportunity. Not going to force the issue here early on and just settles in behind Lang. And as I said, these 2 kind of checking out from everybody else. It is Klein who has moved up to 3rd on that number 10 Evergood ride, and Copeland on the 44 Tagger Designs machine is now up into 4th, so we have lost Luke Sullivan in that mix. He's dropped back to 6th. Klein entering 15 points down of Lang and Gebhardt, who are tied for that championship lead. He's going to try to do what he can to claw some of those points away from both of those riders today. Lang is the man trying to get around Whelen for the lead as they go through the rollers. Down by the tabletop here again.
Wow. I'm just waiting for a mate, as I said.
Whelen throwing down. Yeah, this track seems pretty first lap dependent, or at least early race dependent. There's a lot of downhills and off cambers and things where you can get stuck in pileups. So I feel like the early laps are really important to get a good start and get away. As you can see, Bryce and Tyler Lang are doing right now. Sean Klein, Dylan Copeland, and those guys are trying to follow. But the more you go back in the pack, the more it just gets crazy, and there's guys going down all over the place.
Whelen makes a couple mistakes at the end of the lap. It allows Lane to close right back up on him again. So they are going back and forth a little bit. Yo-yo effect for the lead. Seems like Whelen may have just the raw speed, but he's making a lot of mistakes trying to hold that race lead away from Lang.
Yeah, that seemed to be the MO of Gebhardt this year, but I don't see him anywhere up front. He's all the way back in P20 battling with Dalton Plessinger. And actually, he goes down. He's having a very bad time, dropping back all the way to 28th or worse. So, is he points leader, or where's he at?
Who, Gebhardt?
Yeah.
Gebhardt and Lang are tied for the points lead.
2nd, so that's not good with Lang that far up front, and Gebhardt's all the way back in P25 right now. Tyler Lang is trying to capitalize. He can get over a moto, or he can get 25 full points this moto if he can get this win.
Server 123 in chat asking, where is Isaiah Dickerson? Yeah, we just got the confirmation before this race started from his team manager, Jeremy Cohenauer, that he is on vacation this week. Just real life stuff getting in the way of that sim career again. I hate to see it, but yeah, no Dickerson out here this week. Oh, we got a mistake from Whelen out front. And it hands the lead over to Tyler Lang. And that is exactly what the 18 machine wants to see here
I'm just waiting for
going
mate,
to the
as I
lead.
said.
Whalen trying to settle in now and go back after him.
And exactly not what the number 10 wants to see of Sean Klein back here in third. That's another 5 points, or another 3 points on top of the 2 that he already had, that he was going to gain over him. Sean Klein is 15 points back from Tyler Lang in the championship, so he wants to get up there and take this moto win away from him if possible.
So Klein back here in third, holding off Trent Shepard on the 80, the iLab.com rider. Rory Mitchell going toe-to-toe with Copeland, and Mitchell is still swinging to this outside, so he's going to try to go for the leap again. Copeland might try to shut him off, but he is not going to have the opportunity. Mitchell tries to get the power down and hucks it. A little short this time. No, just a slight clip on the top, but gets it smooth. So Mitchell now extending that gap from Copeland. Hutcherson, Devin Ryan back here. I downloaded Devin Ryan's pack that he sent me because he said he was going to be riding a 125 for the rest of the year. I don't have his skins. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, he is, but I can't see it. Might be a model he's missing or something. Solid ride, 8th place on that 125 after he won the GP on that thing.
Yeah, he won the second moto at Teutschenthal earlier this week on a 125. A lot of guys ended up racing 125s. Gebhardt, Plessinger, a couple other guys on 125s in that moto, but it was still pretty intense that he was able to hold off Brandon Holmes, Craig Lee, a couple other the big names, and win that race in Germany. And now trying to do some damage here at Redbud. Listen to that thing sing going up the hill. Something tells me I don't think he's going to be getting the leap at all today.
Definitely not, but I'm surprised how he's able to carry so much momentum and stick ahead of these guys. Hutcherson, Gonzalez, Sullivan, and D. Mills right back there in a really tight battle going all the way back to 11th. It's Gonzalez is actually going to go down going into the off camber, but man, he's got to carry so much more momentum, and he's got to struggle in those tight insides compared to even the 250F.
Absolutely. So Gonzalez able to remount, still ahead of Gatlin there, and then Brandon Holmes coming through. We also have Alex Cunningham, Trent Adams, who had a good start. He has dropped way back, must have had a couple falls. Zoe Cross, Rasmus Eriksson. Oh, Dalton Plessinger is down on the off camber, but here he is, Walter Gebhardt. Coming through on the number 13. He's up to 19th. Did a 225.2 last time by. He's going to go to 17th here. A couple riders were down. Not going to go to 16th, though.
Not bad. Still pushing it, though. Almost has a big get-off right there. Gebhardt, man, his MO is really fast. He just had a bad start, but his MO has been really fast with a lot of mistakes. So I want to see if he can hold it together. He can't afford too much mistakes like that.
Yeah, and with Lang leading, I'm sure somebody has told Gebhardt. A lot of times these guys are usually in the same Discord channel or TeamSpeak channel back in the older days. And people telling them spotting, telling where riders are down, but also telling where your rivals are. Gebhardt will want to get as much positions as picked off in this race as he can. He's got about 20 minutes and 2 laps left to go to try to do it. He's going to go to the inside here of Cunningham. I don't know if Cunningham's still going to try the leap. He is not, so that's a pass there for Gebhardt up in the 16th.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him kind of almost blow that inside rut right there, and I'm looking at that 225. That was probably with the fall off. He's definitely down in the lower pace, so if he keeps having a bunch of those 225s, he's never going to catch the guys at the front. So he just needs to put in some consistent laps, a few seconds off of his fastest pace, and try to ease his way up there and minimize the points deficit that he's going to have.
Next up for him would be Adams. Brandon Holmes also up here. Sullivan, Gatlin, Gonzalez, Bull, Hutcherson, Mills, Ryan, Copeland, Mitchell, Shepard, and Klein. As Klein is going to go around Bryson Whalen, who had just tipped over in second, and that puts the 10 machine up into that second place position. So gaining more points on Gebhardt in the championship, but still losing those valuable 3 points to Lang, who continues to lead the race here. Lang stretched this thing out now to a little over 13 or so seconds by the looks of it.
Yeah, just about. Tyler Lang looks really smooth, really comfortable on this track. Not going too crazy, just kind of running smooth and consistent laps, anywhere from 216 to 220. So he's just trying to stay up there and not have falls. Sean Klein's best lap is a 218.1. and Bryce Whelan's going to be battling with him, so he doesn't really have to worry about anything. Those guys are going to keep each other busy probably, and he could just stretch his lead out.
Look at Klein going outside before the leap here, so he is one of the guys that has now switched to the send it line. Oh, no, he's actually going to lay up and scrub it, so must have not got the drive he wanted there. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
it's really nice.
Attempt!
Ooh.
Oh, he's going to go down. A little bit of a swap.
Looked like an early shift kind of coming in those rollers. That's going to allow Whelan to get back up, but he's might hold on to third unless Trent Shepard can come up and get that. But the outside line before the leap, you can kind of go out there. You don't lose too much time, and if you can hit the leap, you gain a lot of time, and if you don't think you can back off fairly easily.
So Shepard now moves up, but now Shepard goes down out of fourth. He was right there behind Sean Klein, so I think that was Devin Ryan that sneaked through. Then we got Copeland and Mills also finding their way around, so it's just a complete mix of tagger guys up here.
Yes, sir. Devin Ryan, Dylan Copeland, and Daniel Mills used to racing with each other, playing with each other a lot, so these guys are probably pretty comfortable up here, just trying to hang out and ride their laps and get it done. These guys, all three, have a great ride going.
It's interesting, Devin Ryan on the 125, I asked him about it earlier today because he had messaged me his skins and told me he's riding a 125, and I just asked if that's going to be the new plan for the rest of the year, and he said, yeah, pretty much, that he doesn't have much time to put into the game for the remainder of the year. And honestly, it seems like this move to the 125 is working anyway, obviously winning that race in Germany earlier this week, but now running a really, really strong P4 and looking like he's still charging forward and maybe going to go after Sean Klein up ahead.
Yeah, you see him running that outside line. Daniel Mills and Dylan Copeland right behind them, running about 3 from the top on that off camber. But man, he's doing a great job, and if this is his first moto, the way his first and second motos have been going, these guys might want to watch out for him second moto.
Back here we still have Mills and Copeland. Copeland a little bit of a off-track excursion. Shepard just behind him. Kevin Gonzalez kind of by himself. Then a 3-rider pack here. Brandon Holmes leading Rory Mitchell down the hill, and Sullivan crashing behind them. Sullivan on the 811 hits the deck, and 3 more riders split. That was actually Gebhardt going around Gatland. And Hutcherson right in the mix as well. So a lot of iLab guys up here, but no Neil Fitzpatrick yet, or versus PC1 to watch. Gebhardt laying down a 2:17.5 last time by, his personal best of the race, moving up to P11. And with Lang so far out in front, fairly unlikely he'll catch him, but he does have the opportunity to get pretty deep inside of the top 10 with how close everybody is still ahead of him.
I just checked in with Rory Mitchell. He just hit the leap and over jumped it back in P9. He only had a few motos on the track. He got on kind of late, maybe about 2 hours ago, and kind of hopped on, was like, all right, let's do this. Let's see what this is all about. And a lot of other people have had a lot more practice. To see him inside the top 10, running, I think, what's the second fastest lap of the race is really surprising.
Yeah, Mitchell's been having a really solid and consistent year on that 270 whip style machine. Looking back 2 positions behind him, here is Gebhardt on board, trying to find the smoother line off the edge of the racetrack there to get into this outside rut. He's trying to run down the 148 machine of Brandon Holmes. Yeah,
this 2 through 5 battles starting to get really tight here. Bryce Whelan closing back, or 3 through 5. Daniel Mills, Bryce Whelan, Devin Ryan starting to get really close onto the back of Sean Klein in second.
Whelan makes a mistake in the off camber, and Daniel Mills takes that position away. Ooh, I think, oh no, a lap rider going down in front of him. Looked like maybe Batchlet. Oh, the crossover from Mills.
Ooh. Yeah, Daniel Mills switching to the outside. Bryce Whelan switched from outside to inside, but the rest of these guys opting for the inside. So Mills looking for some lines around the track, makes a little mistake. Whelan's going to try to dive bomb the rough inside. Can't make it work, but stays up on 2 wheels. And yeah, there seems to be a lot of creative lines on this track, which I don't think it's too bad. Everybody can use them, you know. It's just a little bit loose, but it seems to make for some kind of interesting racing when these guys kind of push each other around.
Yeah, Klein has also made a mistake and lost the second position to Devin Ryan, who is absolutely ripping this 125 out here. And interesting that he's going outside, but I guess that's just carrying momentum. Klein going outside, launching the leap. Little short on it.
Yeah, almost got fall off there. That was pretty risky for him. We have another lapper go down in front of Daniel Mills. Going back, Dylan Copeland. I don't know if anybody else is really jumping it now. I think Rory Mitchell is every lap, but other than that, I haven't really looked too far back in the pack. P9, Rory Mitchell is about to send it.
And these guys are just not. I think they're
Brandon
thinking.
Holmes out.
I think they're thinking the track markers are really just suggestions and not actual markers on the track. A lot of people, as mentioned by Alex Efforts in chat, are using the A-Mart line on the leap, where they're jumping far off the side of the track and landing on the downside of the embankment. And then everybody down by the mechanics area saw Gebhardt do it a lap ago, and then just saw Devin Ryan do it. They're going. If you watch Gebhardt here, he stays pretty far right, and then after the tough blocks end, he just goes off the track entirely and comes into the corner. Looks rather silly, but I guess they're not missing any timing gates doing that.
Yeah, that one's a little bit more creative, kind of pushing too much. I think the problem is they posted a object remover, and it removed all the stake, which I thought were supposed to be billboards. So that kind of made things dicey. Nobody really knows where the edge of the track is.
No, but you know, kind of unfortunately, as the game is built, you have to have these timing gates set up not too close together, or if someone goes off the track for just a second, they'll lose an entire lap. And a lot of these guys are able to take advantage of that these days. Although it's not necessarily a new topic. I do remember back 2013 racing the French Championship. There was a lot of controversy with timing gates back then, with riders looking where timing gates were and just completely skipping sections of the racetrack.
Yeah, that was back. I think I won a couple of those. That was my time to shine.
2013,
wow, we have
the golden year of A-Wood.
It was. We have a huge pile back here. Holmes, Hollenbeck, Gatlin back here. 14, 15, 16. Those guys getting up. The thing is, this track is one of the loosest with timing gates that I've seen in years. So, I mean, you can't really fault the guys for trying to take advantage of them. They all want to be the fastest guy.
Absolutely. Gebhardt just picking it up before the sand rollers. He had just went down. He was trying very hard to get around Trent Shepard up here and went down. And Shepard was maybe as far as he's going to get at this point with how gapped out the field is. Mills on the back of Whalen, then Klein up here trying to chase down Devin Ryan. Tyler Lang still has a pretty decent lead going. On board with him, it's 14 seconds.
Yeah, I think he lost about 10 seconds. Must have had a fall off related to something or something of the sort in the last lap or so, because I thought that gap was a little bit closer to 26, but Devin Ryan is not far off. If he wins this thing on the 125, that would be crazy.
So Lang continues to lead here at Redbud. Just about to creep up on that 20-minute mark. And the MV Films rider, who has had a tremendous breakout season here, almost through the front door on that table, has a share of the points lead right now, looking to leave Redbud as the sole possessor of that red plate. Doing a fabulous job here as he continues to lead. We'll do a very quick run through the field here. This one's brought to you by the folks at racetech.com, who present your Holeshot Award each week. They also present you with some top-of-the-line suspension and engine components. If you want to get your bike dialed, head over to racetech.com, figure out what they can do for you today. It is still Lang leading on that 18 MV Films machine from Devin Ryan on a 125 in the 250 class. The active code number 15 machine has charged forward and looks like he is making it look way too easy out here on a 125 on a track that really doesn't suit a 125 probably all that well. Sean Klein sits third on the number 10 Evergood machine, quietly just putting in a solid ride. Would hope he'd probably get a little bit better than Lang in this moto so he could claw some points back, but he's still right in the thick of this championship hunt as it stands. Bryson Whalen runs in fourth on the BPC number 49. Got the hole shot, drifted back to fourth, but he's still right in the mix trying to battle for the podium positions here. Daniel Mills is in fifth on the 35 Tiger Designs ride. Battled with his teammate Copeland most of the middle of the part of this race. Now stretched it out all by himself. It is 6 for Trent Shepard on the number 80 ilab.com machine. Again, kind of running by himself now that he's dropped Copeland. Copeland has also been passed by Rory Mitchell, who runs 7th for Webstyle on the 270. He's been hitting the leap a lot and continuing to try to swing outside to do it. Copeland's going to tuck to the inside, just in case Mitchell does make a mistake and can't get the leap, which he will not, but Copeland not able to make that pass. So Copeland back here, trying to run down Mitchell. He is in that 8th position. Oh, but a little swaps there. Tiger Designs number 44 giving chase. And here is Walter Gebhardt, the co-points leader in the championship on the number 13 Prestige Worldwide machine. Has had a up and down moto. Right now he is trying to fight his way forward and get as many positions as he can inside of the top 10. Luke Sullivan rounds out your top 10 on the 811 Transmoto ride. Good start this time around, and trying to use some different lines, or maybe just trying to allow Kevin Gonzalez the opportunity to get down to the inside of him. Not sure what that was. But Gonzalez is there on the 53 BPC machine in 11th, doing what he can to make the pass on Sullivan, and he will make that pass right there. Up in the 10th he goes. 12th for Phil Bull, the Australian, on the number 22 Team Volcom ride. Pretty unheated from behind, but it is Trent Adams on that 323 machine, who is 13th behind him for DX3. Jack Gatlin, the rider out of Great Britain, is on the number 97 Rockstar Energy Husqvarna factory racing machine. All alone in 14th. 15th is Braden Carter here on the ilab.com number 65. 16th for Brandon Holmes on the 148 privateer effort. Lana Solis is in 17th for the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna factory racing team. Lithuanian rider on the 54, hanging inside of the points. Carter Hutcherson for ilab.com runs 18th on the 771. 19th for Tim Althouse on the Transmoto number 521 machine, or I'm sorry, 921 machine. And 20th is Jacob Warden, Wildside Designs number 59, occupying the final points paying position. But Dalton Plessinger giving chase from behind, and 23rd. And being put a lap down is our Versus PC1 to watch, Neil Fitzpatrick. Good to have ilab.com back out and running in this series. And that top 20 rundown is brought to you by racetech.com.
Very good. Walter Gebhardt is up to 7th right now as you were going through that. He made his way past Dylan Copeland. Dylan kind of let him by, doesn't want to give him too much trouble. Roy Mitchell, he just got around as well. So he's trying to move up and hunt down Trent Shepard, try to get into 6 here.
Yeah, unfortunately for Gebhardt, that may be as far as he goes. As Daniel Mills a little far up the racetrack, and with only 6 minutes and 2 laps left to go, probably would need a crash at least.
About 10 minutes total. He has been having a few mistakes, so we'll see how he can adapt to this track getting a little bit rougher, but he's also not too far off the back of Bryce Whalen, so as Whalen got past him, he hasn't really lost touch with him.
Here is Shepard and Gebhardt. Shepard goes down on the inside. That's going to give that position to the man on the 13 machine. Now he will try to set sail to the group ahead of him. As mentioned, he does have some time to work with, but is it going to be enough time? And will these riders up ahead, Mills, Whelan, can they stay on 2 wheels and bring this thing all the way to the checkered flag?
Great ride by Trent, Kevin Gonzalez, these guys, Dylan Copeland, Roy Mitchell. I know Daniel Mills is normally in the top 10, but not normally up in 5th. But the rest of it, Tyler Lang, Sean Klein, Devin Ryan, Whelan, these are the guys you expect to see. They're battling for the championship, and so you really expect them to be up there. Gebhardt's only 1 spot out from being at the back of that pack.
I'll tell you what, Roy Mitchell on the 270 just had a puckered up moment right there coming down the hill to the off camber. He swapped back and forth maybe 2 or 3 times and somehow still got the thing stopped for the off camber. Normally people just blow that corner at the bottom of the hill if they're swapping down the hill. A nice save by Mitchell. As you said, we got Copeland, Gonzalez, Trent Shepard, a couple guys mixed in here. And Shepard's had a terrible sequence of corners here. He was running 6th, now he's 10th. And he's lost a lot of ground to Walter Gebhardt up here, which is who he was battling with half a lap ago. Alrighty, so Klein has gotten back around Devin Ryan. He is still 18.5 seconds behind your race leader, Tyler Lang, who checks in on to lap number 12 now. 26 and some change minutes on the clock. So coming down to crunch time here. And Lang going into the second half of this season, getting things kicked off the exact way he was hoping to. Now occupying that red plate on his backgrounds, and I'm sure the MV Films boys as well thought that it would have been tough with Dickerson going out of the series so early with some DNFs and then trying to claw his way back and now going on vacation. Really nice to have a backup, I guess, in the situation like this when Dickerson was kind of slated to be the championship contender and Lang was maybe not at the forefront of that discussion. Now he fully is, obviously, as being your championship leader and really trying to grab this series by the horns going into the second half.
Crazy. Devin Ryan down again in third. Sorry, just checking in. Daniel Mills kind of slowing down. That downhill is getting so rough. These guys that are charging the outside seem to get a better drive up the hill. But man, this might be a tight battle here for third. Devin Ryan thought he was going to go for the lead in second. He's might barely hold on to third now.
Yeah, it seems as though when this track is getting rougher, that 125 is getting kind of sapped down on power a little bit more because it's tougher to carry your momentum. And he's obviously made a couple mistakes to drop back into this position as well. So not helping his case.
Yeah, Wheeling with a slide out in fifth coming up into the off camber. It's getting pretty bumpy going into that, or into the sweeper turn. Walter Gebhardt's going to get closer to searching for that top five. Let Devin Ryan and Daniel Mills get some breathing room.
Yeah, that's actually pretty big that Gebhardt has caught these guys already. He still has 2 minutes and 2 laps left to play with. And Whelan just went off the racetrack as well, just up ahead, so he's going to be right on the back of the 49 here, and this is going to put him up into fifth if he can make this pass.
Yeah, Gebhardt made a little mistake as well, but he was able to kind of get it back on 2 wheels, save that. Gebhardt's going to go inside, try to scrub this. I wonder if Whelan's going to push this for the triple at all.
I don't think. He got a pretty terrible bounce. He's still going to try. Oh, it did not work. He cases it. Yeah, I thought he got a bad bounce at the bottom of the hill. But obviously trying to keep on that fifth place position, loses it. Oh my gosh, Gebhardt almost into a back marker there, sliding out before the finish line. And Walter has moved up into fifth. So that will gain him 16 points versus Lang's 25. He'll be 9 points down in the championship as they run tentatively with a couple minutes, or basically a minute and 2 laps left to go. Methinks that this battle up ahead between the Active Co 15 and the Tagger Designs 35 of Daniel Mills. These guys are going to go to battle here for third before long because Mills has got the bit between his teeth and he has closed this thing right up onto Devin Ryan. So let's see, this off-camber I think is going to be one of the big spots where Devin Ryan could be suffering. He's trying to use some off-track lines to just carry his speed, and it's kind of working to keep that momentum going as our versus PC one to watch Neil Fitzpatrick going a lap down right there on the 497.
Yeah, I actually thought that was one of his strong spots there, that downhill, carrying a lot of momentum around that corner. And D-Mills is kind of going through all the bumps, but man, he's starting to catch up right now as they're getting into a lot of lap traffic. So I don't know how much longer Devin Ryan can hold on.
Yeah, 47 of Zoa Cross trying to move out of the way. As Mills trying to work his way forward. Yeah, this is going to get pretty close here. 2-lap board goes out, 17 seconds past the timer. Tyler Lang checking in. But it's this battle for third, all eyes on it, and what will happen between these two guys. If they get together, then Gebhardt has the optimum opportunity here to gain some serious points in his title defense.
Yeah, there's still 2 lappers in front that Klein is dealing with right now. Devin Ryan coming up, Daniel Mills coming up, but Gebhardt only 9 seconds back right now, and yeah, this could turn ugly and really help out Gebhardt.
Up and over the finish line jump they come again. 2 laps to go for these riders. Devin Ryan just up the road on the 125 And Daniel Mills giving chase from behind. Now, I haven't raced for a while, but I gotta imagine, Andrew, that this is kind of morally a bit of a mind F here for Daniel Mills to be trying to give chase to a 125 this late in the moto. I know he knows who's on it, but still. Oh! Oh, they get together and Ryan actually goes down.
Man, hopefully, or I'm glad he didn't fall down. Wow, that's a really creative line there. But both of them able to kind of hold on, nobody fall off the bike, and Devin Ryan can still kind of battle this away from Walter Gebhardt.
Yeah, Devin Ryan gonna have to try to defend here as Gebhardt closing in from behind.
Man, he is just ripping that thing. I can't believe he's going that fast.
Here is that off camber, and Ryan, as you said, carrying so much speed down to that outside, and Gebhardt trying to do the same, but actually missing the outside line, so that'll cost him some time, but he is still just right there lurking. And he can obviously see Daniel Mills up the road as well. He's got to be licking his chops thinking he could get to third here.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at Klein up here.
Gebhardt down off the bike, OJing the tabletop. And he is not going to lose a position. Bryson Whalen is way back, but he is going to lose a lot of time.
Daniel Mills is only 5.3 seconds behind Sean Klein, who's up in third, or who's up in second, and Tyler Lang is pretty checked out. Coming across, I think just got the white flag, but Klein's making a few little mistakes. It looks like he might not be too comfortable on the rough track.
The ever-changing track surface. If you haven't been with us for a little while here in Ride365.com national competition.
D-Mills sends the leap in third, trying to gain some time here. Misses his rut through the sand, though. We'll see if he kind of loses time from that.
Well,
ends up about even.
Lap times 2:22.2 to a 2:33.2, so Klein clearly went down last lap, but Mills also seems like he has got this track pretty comfortable at the moment.
Yeah, capitalized back on Gebhardt for going down. Devin Ryan last lap as well, so kind of just got to wait and see if Klein makes a big mistake too.
Klein going to definitely want to hang on to this position here if he can. At this moment, only losing 3 points to your championship leader, Tyler Lang. So he'll be 18 points down unofficially after this moto. He'll only be 9 back of Gebhardt as they run.
Ooh, Lang having to avoid some riders. He's 23 seconds up front, but not kind of out of the air yet. If he gets into a bunch of crap, Klein might be able to come up and get on his rear wheel, you know. He's still got about half the track left.
Yeah, this has been quite the turnaround year thus far for Lang, who kind of struggled indoors by his standards. I think he really wanted to contend for that title, and it just wasn't doing. And then was able to pick up the win earlier this year at Thunder Valley, and has kind of just been consistently scoring some good points. And when Gebhardt has made a lot of mistakes, we saw Dickerson take the win last week at Southwick, but no Dickerson this week. Lang able to capitalize on a lot of lost opportunities there for Gebhardt. Tied him in the championship standings, and now it looks like he is going to try to take provisional championship lead away entirely with a brilliant Moto #1 here at Redbud. Sure made it look easy, but it is not that easy to win these things. But here it is. Tyler Lang brings it down to the finish line, and Moto #1 belongs to Tyler Lang here at Redbud.
Back in third place, we got Sean Klein in second, but back in third place, Daniel Mills really close with Gebhardt on his butt right now, trying to make a move. Gebhardt's probably going to push and try to get the leap right here to make a pass.
He doesn't really get the line, but he's trying to low line it and just send it anyway. He's going for it, and he's a little short. Oh, but he saves it. That could have been disastrous right there, but Mills is going to go ahead and bring it down to the line and just hold off Gebhardt, who charged up to fourth and at least clawed that championship lead back down to only 7, as he'll pick up 18 points from this first one. Devin Ryan's got to be kicking himself. Was second for so long, drops back to 5th. Kevin Gonzalez.
Still a great ride by him.
Yeah, Kevin Gonzalez trying to hold off his teammate Bryson Whalen, both of them going wide to perhaps send the leap on the last lap. Dangerous thinking for both of these guys. Oh, Whelan's going for it. Oh, a little short. Not going to be able to close it down just yet. And I think Gonzalez has got this thing down to the line. He will hold on to that position. But a nice try by Whelan, who crossed the line 0.8 of a second down in 7th. Copeland has 8th. Shepard has 9th. Carter has 10th. Mitchell is down in 11th. I don't think Gatlin will get there, though. 12th, Sullivan. 13th is Phil Bull. 14th is Trent Adams, who just crashed coming down the hill. Brandon Holmes licking his chops at that position up ahead. Carter Hutchison back here. And Jake Warden finished a lap down in 18th. Keep an eye here on Trent Adams and Brandon Holmes. Through the waves they go. Looks like they have got their positions fairly sorted, although Holmes still really sending caution to the wind here, ripping that inside rut. No immediate threat from Hutchison from behind, so he can kind of throw it out here. Look at the speed he carries. Oh my gosh, trying to get down to the inside, but it's not going to work. He falls just short of the line. Adams hangs on to that 15th spot, and Holmes will cross the line 16th, waiting for Hutchison to cross here in 17th, and we'll have ourselves some cuts. Or we won't. Let's see, who has not crossed the line yet? We're still waiting on Alexander Lagerquist. Oh. Little 360 pirouette before the line, and over he goes. Cuts are in. Let's take a look at our top 20 now. Fitzpatrick just misses out on points. Althouse and Gatlin, Warden 18th, Hutchison in 17th, 16th for Holmes, 15th for Adams, 13th is Phil Bull, as he got Sullivan, as you said, drifted back to 14th, 12th for Gatlin. No, I was looking at Solis back there. Solis back there in 19th, so Gatlin was 12th. 11th for Mitchell, 10th for Braden Carter, 9th was Trent Shepard, 8th was Copeland, 7th for Bryce Whelan, 6th for Gonzalez, 5th for Devin Ryan, 4th for Walter Gebhardt, 3rd for Daniel Mills, 2nd was Sean Klein, and your winner, Tyler Lang. Whew. All right, little 5-minute break coming up here for you guys. And this is the moment in time in which, if you guys have any questions you'd like to ask myself or the 2013 Southwick winner, Andrew Wood, shoot it our way. We'll be happy to try to answer to the best of our abilities. It's the AKA segment, Ask Kellen Anything. Or Ask A-Wood Anything, the AWA segment.
Man, this track is getting a lot rougher than I expected it to. I'm really surprised that some of these guys were able to stay so consistent. Pretty good racetrack, just a little bit loose on the gates.
The Processor 328 says, what causes cuts? Missing more than one gate? How many gates can be missed before you lose a lap? So cuts is determined based on standard deviation. Basically what happens is there's timing gates all throughout the racetrack. If you miss, I believe it is 3 gates or more, you will have to go back to where you missed the first gate, or else you'll be penalized 1 full lap, basically, because you will have missed a timing gate and you'll come back around and be like, ah, crap, I missed a gate, and you'll be a lap down. So a lot of guys usually tend to look at their pit board if they've gone off the racetrack just to notice whether or not the timing has changed again, to determine whether they go back. But standard deviation is basically, you go off the track, if you go from timing gate A to timing gate C and you miss timing gate B, but if you go from A to C in a faster time than the average time total that it took people to go from gate A to C, that is the cut that is determined. So someone that goes 2.5 seconds faster from A to C than the average time gets 2.5 seconds of cuts.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing at first when you're first being taught it, but just kind of, if you're going to cut, a timing gate, just don't go faster than you would normally go through it. If you fall and you're pointed like in front of it, just go through it because you already lost so much time from your fall. But yeah, I think it's 1 for cuts, and I think it can be changed with the server, 2 or 3 for making you go back or losing your lap.
By the way, shout out Alex Efforts, who just dropped the 200 biddies, and he yells a red bud in chat. Love it. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Let's see what else. We also have Alligator 1965 says, "Who is the Holeshot master of MX Simulator?" Probably Leclerc, right? He probably has the most Holeshots of all time.
Yeah, I would think so. Just kind of out of memory. Can't think too far back. He just kind of invented his own technique, and with setups and all that stuff, that guy's crazy. And he kind of dominated with Holeshots for a while.
Yeah. Zach DePlease says, "Do you have any plans on September 20th at 3 a.m.? I don't know. I don't really have a plan for tomorrow, so won't know anything about that September 20th date for a long time." Let's see. We got Jumma Forever. Have any opinions on MXGP 2019? Yeah. So haven't officially announced this yet, but I'm actually going to be testing the game out next week. I'm going to be gone all next week. Won't be streaming next week, so we're working on a plan to have that covered, working with Jeremy Cohenauer and a couple other people to get that covered for next week. So hopefully I'll be able to give more detail on the game next week as well after I get to try it out. But yeah, so I think it looks promising. I think it does, as you guys have mentioned a lot, look a little copy and paste-ish. I think they're taking a lot of the physical aspects they learned in Monster Energy Supercross 2 and applying it to MXGP 2019, so kind of dumping some of the old pro physics, moving into 2019. Doesn't really look like ruts do much yet, which is a big problem area I think that they need to get fixed. But I like the appeal of the track editor. I saw some of the gameplay of that. That looks really good. And then obviously some of the career mode aspects that they're trying to integrate into the game are some other key components as well. But the track editor I think is going to be the big plus in the game this year. So we'll be sure to follow up with that next week. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at SYSOnYT, on Instagram at Start Your Systems, and on Facebook, Start Your Systems on Facebook. We're going to have social posts all next week of us being able to get access to the game, try it out a little bit, and see what's going on. I'm going to be in Europe the whole time, so hope to bring you guys some cool stuff. And yeah, let's see. Bold predictions for our boy Ethan. He's talking about Ethan Parks, the SYS FMX Designs racing rider. Let's see. Ethan this week said he wasn't really feeling the track. Didn't look that great when I was playing with him last night, but maybe he picked it up a little bit. I'm going to say he goes 1926 this week. What's my thoughts on aliens? I don't have many thoughts on aliens, but I do think that it's pretty nuts, this whole Facebook meme going on right now about the everybody storming area. What is that? Area 51 on September. Oh, that's September 20th. That's what Zach Dupuis is talking about, I guess. That's kind of funny. Let's see. No other questions? Behanaway 4 asks, have I seen the new Supercross schedule? Yes, I have, and it's pretty stupid to me. Starting the season going Anaheim, St. Louis, Anaheim is super dumb. That's a huge budget spending problem for privateers and really teams even, because I think that they're all going to be West Coast rounds to start the year, so 250 privateers will have to go all the way to St. Louis, and Anaheim, St. Louis, Anaheim, like that's so dumb. But then it ending in Salt Lake City to me just doesn't make any sense. I mean, like Utah's a great state. They got a lot of cool things there, but the reason that they've always done it in Vegas was, you have championship parties after the finale. That's the whole point. And if there's one place you want to go party, it's usually Las Vegas. Really kind of weird to me that they chose to change venues and they're still going to Las Vegas. Kind of don't really get that, but I don't know. Maybe they're just pre-planning for when the Raiders Stadium opens in 2021, that they'll have a certain date locked in for it or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was kind of confused with that. I saw that Red Bull guy, Jeremy Malott, I think his name is. Mm-hmm. He was like joking around probably, but it would probably happen, saying he would charter a plane if a Red Bull guy won the championship to fly him to Vegas so they didn't have to party in Utah. But it's pretty weird. I thought the same thing with maybe they couldn't get the venue, but they have the week before, so not really sure. I don't think anybody knows.
Alligator asks, is Marvin Muscan Cooper Webb's biatch? I don't really think that, at the moment at least, and really just overall, I don't think that you can draw many, like, they're entirely different people type of comparisons. Like, yes, Cooper Webb won the Supercross title this year, but Marvin still has more wins indoors and out. He's ahead of him in the points outdoors. He has 2 world titles to his name. He has a Supercross championship to his name. You know, Cooper Webb has an outdoor title, 2 indoor regional titles, and a Supercross title now. I mean, they have very similar statistics, and right now Marvin is actually whooping Cooper Webb up and down the block as well. So I don't know if you can classify Webb as kind of slashing the whip at Marvin, but I don't know. Haywood, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Webb needs some more time to develop. His Supercross season was definitely surprising, but Muscan is showing us what he's got in outdoors this year, and not even to his full potential, if I say so myself. But I don't know. I think they might not want a number 1 and 2 guy. They just are both really good people, and they're both going for championships, and I don't think one of them is, what do you say, cracking the whip?
Yeah. By the way, Pin 66, aka Zach Dupuy, dropping in 6 tier 1 subs, gifting them to the community. Thanks so much, Zach. Really appreciate it. And I'd like to welcome to the sub community, the SYS VIP lounge, if you will. Awood729, welcome to the club. Andrew Wood, didn't subscribe to me before. Yogurt Smith, we got Saviolarts or Saviolarts. Sorry if I said that wrong. Jake132K, SamJ297, and Juma Forever. Welcome to the SYS VIP Club. Be sure to drop the fat in chat. Let us know you're here. Let us know you're having a good time. Really appreciate it. Zach Dupuy with the subs.
I thought I got one a few weeks ago from someone, but maybe it expired.
All right, let's see. Versus PC1 to watch this race. Let's go ahead and pick. I'm going to go Luke Sullivan. Sullivan had a rough first moto after a good start, but he usually hovers around that top 10. And I think the Transmoto rider on the 811 machine is going to have a better second moto. You got Whalen again for the whole shot, A-Wood?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, we got Bryce Whalen on the screen here. Going to be coming down that inside gate. Let's see who he's lined up next to. He's got Devin Ryan down his inside, so he'll surely get the jump on the 125. Gebhardt down the far inside. Braden Carter, Daniel Mills, Tyler Lang, Rory Mitchell, and the rest of them. The board is sideways. The revs are up. And moto number 2 is underway here at Redbud. 65 machine of Carter gets the jump, but Whelan's trying to now drag him into the first corner. It's a who's going to get on the brakes first kind of thing. And Racetech Holeshot Award. Bryce Whalen gets it both motos, trying to lead it into turn number 2.
Yeah, with a sweet wheelie coming out to boot. Braden Carter gonna
leaders together and down. Carter runs it wide out of turn 2, gets together with Whelan, and look at the entire field go on by. Unbelievable.
Yeah, they just got too aggressive too quick. I think Braden Carter kind of was a little bit salty about him getting that outside line in that drive, and I feel like he moved over too much, but man, that's only going to hurt them both. Gebhardt's in the lead, Tyler Lang right there in second where he wants to be, and Devin Ryan up front again. Great start on the 125. I don't know how he pulled that off.
Yeah, this is exactly what we wanted to see though. Right here is your 2 title combatants, 1 and 2. Of course, Gebhardt able to get up to that 4th place position in Moto 1 after Lang taking the Moto victory, only losing those 7 points. So that's exactly where it's at right now, 7 points in it. Lang is the unofficial championship leader, but he obviously would love to go 1-1 here on home soil at Redbud.
Yeah, Gebhardt's going to try to push it away or pull away from Tyler Lang here, but this track's really slippery to start out, so these guys got so used to that really rough track, really bumpy with ruts that hold you in, so these guys want to push and get away from each other, but they have to be careful because this soil does not forget any mistakes.
So Our 2 leaders and 2 championship rivals trying to stretch it out early on. Jack Gatlin on the 97 has got a much better start this time around, and we'll see what the rider out of Great Britain can do with that type of a start. Trying to hold off Devin Ryan, who, as you mentioned, got a great start out of that inside line on the 125. Gonzalez, Mitchell, all these guys going wide. Let's actually see if Mitchell tries to get the leap. He's going to get the drive.
Yeah,
oh, he's sending it.
First.
Oh, man, no more testicles, unfortunately, for Roy Mitchell, but he did absolutely send it on lap number 1, which we love to see.
Yeah, Sean Klein sent it right behind him as well. Something I should point out, Walter Gebhardt sent it as he goes and falls, coming on the start straight, pushes his front out of that rut. Doesn't hold you in how it used to.
Oh, and then gets clipped by Gonzalez.
Yeah, that was bad. Just a little too impatient to get himself up there. That's going to hurt him as well. He's right back here with Braden Carter, and let's see where Bryson Whalen is. 16.
So now Lang has opened up the gap on Gatlin, Gonzalez, Mitchell all up in here with Devin Ryan. And as you said, Gebhardt going toe-to-toe with Carter. And Carter has done, dang, a pretty nice job on recovering after that first lap incident. Him and Bryce Whalen coming together. Whelan's all the way up to 15th as well, so really good first laps for those guys. On the lap chart, it actually won't look as bad as it was because those guys were well outside of the top 20. They must have crossed the line somewhere in around the 12 to 16 spots for both of them.
Yeah, definitely not where they want to end up. We got some people, Sean Klein up here in 6th, Rory Mitchell up here in 5th, another good start by him, and some people we don't expect, so that means there's some people missing. But man, Whelan in 15th. After that first motor ride, that's not where he wants to be, and these guys got to make some moves quick or else they're going to get left behind.
Well, speaking of Carter and that first lap incident, I want to give a shout out to Gucci 111 who has clipped that incident from the start of the race here. We're going to go ahead and break this down in slow motion as they come out of this second corner. We'll go half speed on it. So you can see coming in, Whelan decides he's going to go to the far outside. Carter comes across the inside and just contact, both of them getting together. I mean, I think you kind of have to put that down to just racing, 2 guys absolutely going for it, and you can see the field scattering there. Phil Bull gets into them. But unfortunate circumstance there for your 2 race leaders early on. Carter's made the most benefit through the field.
Yeah, that's a little kind of sucks because I think it was more of Braden's fault, kind of pushing wide. He was the second one into that corner, knew he was out there, kind of made the lines come together. He had nowhere to go, but it sucks that Bryce was the one that got the worst end of the deal there. But we'll see if he can pull back up here. He's pretty quick.
Carter and Gebhardt going at each other a little bit over the finish line jump, and they just got around Mitchell and Klein, who are down after the leap. I didn't see whether or not Mitchell tried to hop the leap and got together with Klein, but they both are down on the landing of the jump, which is a pretty weird spot for 2 riders to be down at the same time. So I'd be curious to see what happened right there. By the way, pin 60 sips. 60 sips. Who the hell is that? 66. Dropping in another Tier 1 gifted sub to Gucci 111. The man who just dropped us that replay. Thanks to him, and now he is also a SYS VIP member. So thanks so much, Zach Dupuy, handing out gifted subs like it's freaking Christmas morning in July.
Yeah, coming back to the racing here, Devin Ryan with a great charge, trying to push up towards second, has a little slide out. Kevin Gonzalez on the BPC ride is going to try to push up, and Gebhardt's kind of following him through, but Jack Gatlin is not letting Tyler Lang get away right now, and running pretty fast lap times, but Tyler Lang with a 2:15.4. It's second faster than we saw last race, so he's trying to get away from these guys and just get himself some clean air, but they don't want to let him. Devin Ryan is absolutely wringing that 125 out. This is just awesome to watch.
Gotta imagine that Gebhardt's pretty frustrated that he had a good start this time around and is pretty much in the exact same scenario he was at the end of the first moto. Lang leading, big gap to make up for Gebhardt.
Gonzalez gets by in the sand rollers.
Ryan lays it down.
Yeah, right after he lost a bunch of time entering the sand section, just got pulled. That 125 doesn't have very much power, but Gebhardt's going to be up in the 4th and work his way up to work on Lang. hopefully Tyler Lang has a little slide out, so these guys aren't going to be mistake-free tonight.
Peeking back here, we come across Sean Klein, who was down in this very location 1 lap ago. Let's see if he is sending the leap. He is trying to, at least. And little short. Probably gained just a sliver of time as opposed to the chunk he would have gained landing it clean. Trying to close it down up to Braden Carter and Devin Ryan just up the road. And Klein tentatively in the championship entering 18 points down on Lang and only 11 points down on Gebhardt after that first moto. So he wants to get up there and try to take points away from them. Ryan's still wringing the neck out of this thing. Gebhardt just up the road a bit. We got Gonzalez trying to give chase to Gatland, who is putting in a really good ride here in race 2.
Bryson Whalen stuck back in 10th after that early crash, but Braden Carter has found a way to get himself up to 6th and trying to knock on Devin Ryan's door for 5th place. So these guys are all really close for being 8 minutes into the moto. I feel like any one small mistake can shift up anything here in the top 10. The leader is slightly checked out, but other than that, everybody's really, really close.
Gebhardt on the move, trying to catch up to Kevin Gonzalez. That would be 3rd once he gets to that position.
It's only game. Why you have
Matty P, 79.91, re-ups his SYS VIP subscription. Thanks, buddy. Really appreciate it. Welcome back to the club. As Gebhardt makes that move around Kevin Gonzalez, he did that just for you, Matty P. Really appreciate you subscribing, man. Making this world go round, one subscription at a time.
T8 is G Money Gunnar Fugler, I think. So someone asked in chat.
It's the 66 machine.
I don't know.
Which is Garrett Hollenbeck, actually. So Garrett Hollenbeck on the 66 here running in 8th.
Great ride. Hopefully nobody cares enough to really protest or they give him a warning or something. I haven't seen him be an offender of having the naming convention wrong. But I know it helps a lot with the stream, but...
Yeah, well, not Hunter Porch. Kyle Robb runs the wrong bike number and graphic and all that stuff wrong every week, so...
Yeah.
Doesn't really make a difference. Whatever.
Man, these guys are all still riding so smooth, so consistent, but Gebhardt, I can tell, is pushing. He just dropped a 2:14.9 and getting closer to where those qualifying times were. He wants to get back up there and get into this lead. It's not too far out of touch.
Yeah, he closed on Gatland in a hurry. As Gatland, who finished 12th in the first moto, is having a much better second right here. But he has got heaps of pressure from behind as Gebhardt on the 13 machine closing it down. Just past the 10-minute mark in the moto, so 20 minutes left to go, and Gebhardt will hop over top of Gatland to make that move. A small bobble cost him in the end. And up to second now goes Walter Gebhardt. As they currently run, Gebhardt will lose 10 points on the day. I do also believe that he is in line to get second overall if it stays this way. Lang still leading up front out here. Just trying to ever so casually stretch this thing out. Devin Ryan.
Down to 10 seconds now. Walter Gebhardt, Jack Gatland still holding on. I'm so surprised by Devin Ryan and Jack Gatland's performances this second moto. Braden Carter also. I mean, all these guys, they're just so close. There's no breathing room for Lang up front.
Oh, someone's hopping the leap. It's Klein in the background, and he gets it this time to make the move on Braden Carter. So Sean Klein trying to go on the move here. Let's see what lap time he's able to put down this time. 2:17 flat, so a personal best for him. As he is trying to set sail after Devin Ryan up the road in 4th.
Man, not too much happening right now. Braden Carter gonna try to go after Sean Klein actually for 5th. He's gonna get into the rear wheel, same place he fell on the start almost, and goes down. Gonna lose a spot to Whelan, Garrett.
Yeah,
These
just
guys are close.
ever so slightly over aggressive there for Carter on corner entry. Reached up and bit him there.
Tyler Lang getting his lead eaten away a little bit. Walter Gebhardt runs another 2:14.2 last lap. Fastest lap of the races. And trying to chip away at Lang's lead.
Carter, by the way, has dropped into the clutches of Hollenbeck. But he is trying to get the power back down and get away from him as much as he can. Everybody's kind of spread out at the front. Lang's still putting good laps down, but as you said, Gebhardt is kind of closing it in. Let's see if Gebhardt's able to lay down this time.
Klein, I mean, they're a little spread out, but not too much. After the top 3, not too much. Devin Ryan, 3 seconds in front of Klein. 3 seconds in front of Whelan, but Klein making mistakes. These guys, any little mistake can switch this up. It hasn't been a super exciting race so far, but it's definitely in the position to be a really exciting race if these guys can make some mistakes.
Gebhardt getting over the leap clean, bringing this thing down ever so slightly more there.
Riding the edge of that rut. 2:12.6.
Just to give you an idea, 2:16 flat out of Lang, and he's been doing those consistently up front, but he just lost 4 seconds that last lap alone.
And that's not from any mistakes. That's him just riding well, doing his thing, and that's just the amount of speed that Gebhardt has over him right now.
Exactly. Yeah, this is impressive stuff out of Walter Gebhardt. As you can see that gap on the pit board continuing to just inch down every timing gate they go through. Now down to 4.6. Let's see if he's able to get it down more for the next set. Down to 4.4. 4.3. Each timing gate they go through, it's coming down.
Yeah, consistently. I think Lang might have made a mistake. It looked like that wasn't the best drive right here. We'll see if it updates as he comes down into this. Oh, 3.9, gained a little bit, but man, Gebhardt's just on rails right now.
Coming down even more, almost down to that flat 3-second mark. Gebhardt working on a couple different lines that haven't seen many people try. It's working in his favor.
Was really neat through the sweeper, hugging on the inside. I don't know how many of those guys are doing it that tight, but almost down to 3 seconds, and it sucks because it's not Lang doing anything wrong, you know, he's just going, but Gebhardt is just on it right now.
Yeah, that's got to be the most demoralizing feeling out front for Lang, who so desperately would love to go 1-1 here, open up a nice championship lead in the Millville next week. Gebhardt just making it look awfully easy right now, just getting on that rear tire, sending it up the leap. So good he's getting a whip off of it. Let's see what this one's going to be. This is going to be a really good lap as well. And puts down a 2:12.3, goes even faster. 0.3 of a second faster in successive lap times.
Man, and Lang is trying to answer. He ran a 2:15.4 as his fastest this race, 2:15.6 that lap, so he's pushing, he's trying, and man, he just can't get away when someone's going that fast. But will Gebhardt pull his normal and be going so fast that he makes some mistakes, or will he hold on? There's still over half a moto left.
You can see Lang now is just inched up into your picture here as we've been on board with Gebhardt this entire time. Mesmerizing stuff watching him attack this racetrack at the moment. PC. Uphill triple jump into the back, and Gebhardt has got this thing closed down to under a second now as the battle for the lead is on at Redbud. His riders entered, tied for the championship lead, and Lang goes down. Coming down the off camber, loses the rear end on entry and lays it down. New leader at Redbud, it is Walter Gebhardt.
Still a lot of lappers to go through. Gebhardt having to switch his line after this last jump that he just hit. Lang less than 10 seconds behind still, but man, Gebhardt really capitalized on that, and let's see if he can get through the lappers cleanly and pull this one away from Lang.
So Gebhardt now into the lead. Let's see if he'll extend it. Gatlin is still back here in third. Devin Ryan has just got around Klein for fourth. Klein just laid it down. And I'm sure someone will probably be telling Sean Klein of what's going on up front, that his two nearest title rivals are getting away. Garrett Hollenbeck still back here. We got a freight train of riders right here. Holy cow. Oh, Whalen and... Oh, Phil Bull almost get together. Whalen ends up flipping down the hill. Braden Carter is going to move on by Whalen. And Phil Bull continues to battle with Kevin Gonzalez. Phil Bull trying to get up onto the back wheel of Gonzalez. He might make that move here as Gonzalez makes a mistake exiting the corner. And Copeland on the 44 just up the road.
Yeah, Whelan and Carter battling behind him. Whelan's going to try to send the leap. Can he make it? He's going to case it and fall off. Braden Carter's going to get back into 10th place comfortably. But, man, a rough ride for Whelan. Kevin Gonzalez going back up to Phil Bull, coming on the start straight and not too far from everybody ahead of them. Sean Klein down in 5th.
Find our versus PC one to watch real fast. Luke Sullivan on the Transmoto 811. Coming around back here, he is occupying the 19th position. So a worse moto this time around for Sullivan, who is 14th in the first one. Trying to run down Austin Bear just up the road. Tim Althouse is back here. Sean Smith, Hutcherson, Mitchell, Warden, Mills, Whelan, Carter, Gonzalez, Bull, Copeland, Hollenbeck, Klein, Ryan, Gatland, Lang, Gebhardt. Through the field real fast there.
Yeah, and these guys right here, P5 and back, Klein, Hollenbeck, Copeland, and Bowl, they're battling like crazy right now. These guys are super close. Trying to get more and more points as they move up inside that top 20, getting them points, but also inside that top 5, trying to get those 2 points at a time.
Oh man, Phil Bull just had a big moment exiting the top of the hill there. Able to crowd the Team Volcom numbers 22 machine from out underneath of him there. As you said, Hollenbeck really applying the pressure though to Sean Klein.
Yeah, and these guys all far off the pace from our two leaders who are both running sub 220s. Everybody else on back is basically above that, and that just shows you guys the pace that Gebhardt and Tyler Lang are running right now, but everybody else is super close, and not one person really stands out as far as lap times go.
Dylan Copeland just went down. He was there right behind Hollenbeck, but he didn't even lose a position because Phil Bull had also crashed, and then Carter closed up right behind them as well. And Gonzalez just crashed. We got Whelan coming through the rollers with Daniel Mills trying to get into the mix, so a lot of position changing going on suddenly.
Yeah, kind of cruising back. Everywhere there's a battle, a gnarly battle from 15th to 20th, but everywhere from 15th up to 3rd is not too far separated. So a lot of these guys having to really work for their points during this moto.
Carter trying to hold off Whelen here. Go ahead.
Hauling back down in 6th. We got 2 lappers down in front of Gatlin and Devin Ryan. They're going to get through. They're closing up. There might be a battle soon, but Hollenbeck almost lost the spots at Dylan Copeland. Trying to watch these guys moving around inside this top 10.
Tell you what, lead battle is kind of closing up more than I expected. Lang is kind of closed this thing back down a little bit. 6 seconds is the gap. Wonder if maybe Gebhardt had a big mistake last time through.
Yeah, Gebhardt's last lap logged is 2:14. The Lang's 2:16. So you're going to see something coming across the line this time as he blows the turn, going for the leap. That's going to lose him some time as well. So Tyler Lang blows the rut as well.
He's high centered too. Oh, that is terrible. A lot of time lost right there. Trying to get going, just losing even more time now. But yeah, Gebhardt did put it in a 2:20.3, so something went amiss there for the number 13 machine. And Lang, just as he had gotten it closed back down again, has another moment. 2:23 flat. Impressive stuff here for Jack Gatlin, who was 12th in that first moto and has really done a good job of turning a great start into a potentially great finish here in Moto 2. He's going to have to try to hold off Devin Ryan, who is charging forward on his 125.
Yeah, that 125 ride is really surprising me. You can see that Gatlin's 30 seconds back from the lead group, but man, Devin and Gatlin, they're both right here. And they might not be on the same pace as the leaders, but they're definitely putting in a blazing pace up here at the front. Gatlin has some mistakes in the corner. Devin Ryan's going to try to close up on him. Just slowly edging his way up to try to make that way into the 3rd position.
On board with Devin Ryan as you listen to him just scream this 125 out around Redbud.
They both lose some momentum in there coming into that corner. They're going to both kind of follow this outside line, carry the speed. Let's see what they can do. Devin Ryan's going to try to triple, but can't really make it. Going to lose a little bit of time coming into this uphill section. And Devin Ryan's really good right here, though. This next turn after this left-hander, he carries a lot of momentum into the downhill outside. And we'll see if he can pull back up on him. Not as good as normal, but lost actually 1/10. But Gatlin's having a little bit of problems of his own, or he's looking for smoother lines. But man, Devin Ryan's not going to be done until this moto's over for battling with this guy.
Pretty crazy. He's able to get this 125 up inside of the top 5 both motos.
Yeah, I'm speechless. When he told me he was riding it, I thought he'd be just back in 10th, you know, scoring points somewhere. But to be up into 2nd multiple times and trying to get another podium, or trying to get a podium finish in the 2nd moto, that's awesome for Devin Ryan.
Wheeling back here, still giving chase to Carter. Daniel Mills and Phil Bull might exchange pleasantries. A little close there.
Yeah, things might have calmed down and spread apart at the front of the pack, but we've got this pack from about 6th as Wheeling goes down to 11th, where these guys are just going at it.
Yeah, Phil Bull looking for an opportunity to show a wheel here to Daniel Mills. Jumping over the tabletop and down before the leap. Nobody swinging wide to try to go for it. They're all tucking inside here. Oh, Whelan's going to go wide, and Gonzalez. And Gonzalez actually looks like he may have got it pretty smooth. Whelan is going to try to send it. I think he's short, though. Little short. Actually, Gonzalez looked shorter.
Yeah, you're right, man. These guys back so far in position and still sending that leap just for that little bit of time to gain these, to like grab these spots away from each other. I wouldn't think that they'd be risking it so far back, but hey, I mean, every time they make that, they're gaining on the people a couple positions ahead of them as well.
Oh man, Gonzalez really ripping that inside rut. These two are teammates. They're trying to go after Phil Bull up the road as well.
Whoa, Phil Bull almost went down. It looked like he was dragging his front. Somehow saved it.
Gonzalez going to make the pass on Whalen, who blew the outside rut at the bottom of the hill. Now let's see if the 53 can set sail after the Australian up ahead. Well, we had a rider down. It was Mills off the side of the track at the bottom of the off camber, so all these guys going to move up a spot. This is now your battle for 9th between these three. I'm sorry, for 8th between these three. And Bull goes down, and here comes Braden Carter slipping back into this group as well. Well, it's all kicking off back here.
Yeah, these guys are so close together right here in this horseshoe, coming back up to the steep tabletop. See who's going to kind of make their drive in the sand, see if they can pull up some positions. Whelan makes a little mistake there too. But this is a really important section for the 250 riders, this sand section here.
Through the waves they go. Carter's slightly opening up a gap. Gonzalez keeping his teammate Whelan at bay, and then Phil Bull still lurking back there on the 22.
Yeah, Phil Bull got a great drive.
To the leap they go. Whelan and Gonzalez both swinging wide. Gonzalez not going to try it. Whelan will try it. And he's shorter this time even, but somehow stays on 2 wheels. Oh, and Whelan makes a mistake. Fortunately, lays off the throttle, or else he totally would have just cleaned out Phil Bull with that angle.
Yeah, and has a little bobble trying to get up there. Loses the position to Daniel Mills, who will now take over 10th. Just kind of peeking up front. Jack Gatlin had a mistake. And that allowed Devin Ryan and now Sean Klein, who's right behind him, to kind of close up. And then also, Gebhardt's lead is stretched out to 26 seconds.
So Gebhardt looks like he has probably got this moto wrapped up. Still is Lang who will get the overall with the 1-2 finishes and take the championship lead all by himself into Millville next week, but it'll be less so an appetizing victory, as he would have hoped to get more out of it in the second moto.
Just to checking up front, Gebhardt was still jumping the leap. He did have a fall off just now, which will bring Lang probably within 12 seconds or so of him, but still a little bit out of reach. Gatlin deep in battle with Devin Ryan here for 3rd place.
Yeah, these two are still going at it. That battle back there is insane, but want to keep an eye on some other battles as well, as we're looking at this Gatlin-Ryan battle, as you mentioned. Ryan just getting speed everywhere.
Terrible timing. Braden Carter in this battle behind goes back to 11th. Hollenbeck off the track too, so a lot of position swapping. Sorry about that.
It happens. We can't catch everything here on SYS TV, but we try our best.
Still better than NBC Sports.
I'm swiped for Mike.
That's why for 4 years in a row we've been voted best and only broadcast for MX Simulator out there.
These guys are still going at it. D-Mill's trying to get a drive. Can't get it done. They're going to lose some time actually, but 30 minutes and 42 seconds into this moto. Tyler Lang within 9 seconds of the leader. He's had some troubles lately. Devin Ryan less than a second behind Gatlin. Sean Klein down as well, and then this huge battle from about 5th to 11th. Braden Carter down, 10th, and lose that spot to Whelan.
Here our leaders are coming a little closer together, 6.1 seconds in it. Lap traffic just in the way of Gebhardt there. Go back to that battle for 3rd as it's still raging on. Oh man, I thought Devin Ryan was going to lay it down. He actually gained time though. Oh, but case of triple.
Me too, man. The way he's working that is just crazy. He's still gaining time.
Do you think at any point during this process he gets into a battle like this and he's like, why the heck didn't I ride a 250F? Like, trying to get power up the hill and it just won't go. Looks
Yeah,
to this
maybe.
inside though. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, tried to make it work. I'm surprised Catlin actually stayed on. That was scary. Could have been scary for both of them, but Devin's not going to quit. And yeah, he's probably definitely wishing he had a little bit more power, but I think the 125 is pretty fun for him.
Yeah, it looks like he is having quite the blast out there. Maybe moves into position for third overall if he makes this move on Gatland. Actually, Klein would still get that no matter what. Is he? Well, no. Actually, 2.6 and a 3.5. That would tie on points, would it not? Oh, no, sorry. Klein's fifth. Never mind. My bad. Moving on.
Gebhardt. Ooh, this little slide out. Tyler Lang's going to gain even more time.
Wonder if Gebhardt
6 point.
feeling some pressure here.
Yeah, maybe. A lot of lappers too, and the track's getting really rough. Maybe trying to switch up his lines to get around and then not being comfortable, but down to 3 seconds up there. More lappers to go.
Well, Lang is just sitting back here as
Ooh, he goes down.
Oh, Gebhardt is down and he's off the bike. Lang goes back to the front and Gebhardt has got to be kicking himself here. Lap and a half to go. He has tossed away the victory. Now let's see if he can regroup here. Goes off the track at the bottom of the hill again. Lang has been given the gift that he was hoping for.
Yeah, he had a lapper in front of him in the same rut, but just looks like that either took his concentration off or he wasn't really blocking him, or if it just kind of, he was trying to maybe pop out a little bit early to avoid him, but pushes his front, goes down over the bars and gonna lose that spot. Still giving chase along with Devin Ryan, still giving chase in fourth. Man, just yo-yoing right here with Gatland. He's just out of reach. Gonna go back up and watch this lead battle as they come to the finish. I'm not sure if this is the last lap or the white flag lap. Do you have it on your
Those are the
bar?
same thing. But no, they're coming to the white flag this time. Bye.
Sorry, a checker. Gebhardt's going for it, sending the leap with 2 lap traffic. Ooh, lap traffic in front of him. He's pushing.
He is pushing indeed. White flag waves at Redbud. Lang trying to go 1-1, extend his championship lead. Gebhardt has got to run another 2:12 or something of the sort.
Ooh, sorry. Gatland down, or it had Devin Ryan get past him, and then down. Sean Klein's going to move up into fourth. Gebhardt giving chase up here, 3 seconds to the leader.
Well, Lang, couple little bobbles here and there. He's trying to get around Austin Bear. Dropping down the hill. Bear just probably going to check up here and let him go around the outside of him. So Lang crossing back over, just trying to keep his momentum up. Oh, a little short there. You can tell he's making some of those mistakes. He's trying to stay out of the ruts, though. Get the power down. Gebhardt is absolutely flying right now, though.
Yeah, making tiny mistakes of his own, though. You see a 2:30 or 2:29 last lap from him. But he's definitely pulling back up on Tyler Lang right now. Going to push here for this, so we'll see if he can stay up while he makes the pass, or if he's going to push himself off the track like that and make a huge mistake. Holds on to it slightly.
Well, this is exactly what we wanted here. Half a lap to go at Redbud. Our championship combatants are going at it for a victory here in Moto 2. Gebhardt throwing caution to the wind. Lang trying to hold on and go 1-1 at Redbud. Who is it going to be? Up to the sweeper. Gebhardt right on his rear tire. Lang, a good job of defending. Now Gebhardt goes down to the inside, and Lang goes down off the track on the outside. Gebhardt goes to the front.
Damn, pressure just got to Lang. I thought Gebhardt had the rougher line going into that inside, pushing for that, but man, Lang just wasn't able to hold on to it and gonna throw that away. I wanted to see them battle all the way to the finish line, maybe hit the leap next to each other, but that's all right. Gebhardt definitely earned this one.
Gebhardt gonna bring this down to the leap one more time. He is not gonna send it on the last lap. He's gonna check up and double. But a valiant effort to charge back and put the pressure on Lang, force the mistake, and he will reap the benefits of only leaving with 4 points lost on the day. Walter Gebhardt wins Moto 2 at Redbud. But the man of the day and the points leader heading into Millville is he is going to go 1-2 on the day. Tyler Lang has won the Redbud National in the 250 class. Evan Ryan looks like he will be third, barring a big mistake or a crash. Klein is sitting back here hoping that crash comes. Klein was second in the first moto. With Gebhardt finishing fourth and first, he is guaranteed, no matter what Klein does here, to pick up that second overall. But Klein will solidify his podium if he gets around Devin Ryan here.
Devin Ryan, one more section to go. This sand section is not easy, but they kind of bring it in. And there's Devin Ryan for third place on that RM 125.
Yeah, that's incredible stuff for Ryan. He's stoked. Good to see it. Sean Klein going to pick up that fourth. And Jack Gatlin trying to hold off fifth. Wow, Daniel Mills has charged all the way up to here. He was third in the first moto. He's trying to get to fifth. Goes around the leap landing, trying to carry some speed in. Oh, held on to her. Woo! Getting out of shape there, Daniel Mills. But he's going to stay on two wheels, bringing home in sixth. So a 3-6 performance at Redbud. Pretty good day for Mills there. Gonzalez going to try to hold off Phil Bull to the line, and he will do so. Bull crosses the line 8th. Carter and Hollenbeck coming to the line with Whelan in tow. Oh, look at Whelan. He's going to go outside. You can see what's coming here. Going to try to carry that speed and get the leap. He's going to swing all the way out there and go for it. He's going to be short for sure. Oh!
Lose that spot to Mitchell if Mitchell can get this. Roy Mitchell's been doing it. Ooh.
Oh, Mitchell short as well. We got two riders down on the leap. It is going to be Carter, then Hollenbeck, 9th and 10th.
Kind of neat. None of them actually lost a spot to each other going for that, since Roy went for it as well.
Yeah, Whelan gets 11th. Oh my gosh, look at Warden to the line. Oh, that was actually for a different position. Oh no, Warden did go off the track. So Warden was trying to get around Roy Mitchell. He absolutely sent it to the line, ends up 13th. And then Dylan Copeland going for the leap on the last lap also goes down. It was Althouse who came across there in 15th. Copeland disconnects and brings us cuts. Austin Bear was 16th, 17th, Sullivan, 18th, Sean Smith, 19th, Trent Adams, and 20th was Trent Shepard. And it doesn't look like cuts changed anything up. It is still Gebhardt taking the victory here. Moto 2 at Redbud. Tyler Lang, your overall victor. He will have those red backgrounds on by himself next week at Millville. And I want to thank you guys all for watching the... What's up?
Sorry, cuts. Gatlin lost 5th to Daniel Mills.
Oh, Daniel Mills does get that 5th spot, just barely.
And Kevin Gonzalez lost 7th to Phil Bull.
Wow.
Wait, and Braden Carter?
Yeah, lost a spot to Hollenbeck. So a couple changes up there inside of the top 10. But I want to thank you guys for watching the 250 race here at Redbud. We'll be back on the other side of this break in a quick second with some more action. The 450 classes coming up in just a second.